Hey, what's good, my fellow masters? It's Lotto event time, which means this is your chance to stock up on QP, EXP cards, mana prisms, friend points, skill gems, and even a small selection of ascension materials. All it takes is just a bit of farming. Well, maybe a lot of farming. So this video will cover what to expect from this Lotto event, including drop rates from the free quests. This event is called the Chaldea Tam Lin Cup, the next generation's triumphant return. Its overall format is similar to Battle New York or Nerofest. Essentially, it's supposed to be a Chaldea athletic event. Tam Lin Cup is expected to run for approximately 3 weeks, so there should be a good amount of time to farm up a storm. Now, I know it seems like the past few events have been locked behind some high participation requirements. The good news is that's not quite the case for the Tam Lin Cup. Sort of. To be able to access the main quest of Tam Lin Cup, clearing Lost Belt 6 Avalon Lefay is required, but that is just the main quest, which is pretty small in scope, relatively speaking. Accessing the free quests and exhibition quests are available to those who have cleared the Fuyuki Singularity, which means those two portions are pretty much open to everyone. If you're relatively new and wondering what a lottery event is about, I'll get into more specifics in just a bit. First, let's just take a quick look at the overall structure of the event. Tam Lin Cup can be basically split into 3 parts. The main quest, which is just 4 sections, so it's pretty short, but normal for a tournament-type lotto event. In comparison, the Halloween Rebellion main quest had 7 sections and an epilogue. Completing the main quest will net you 1 3-star event shop currency CE, 2 Saint Quartz, and 1 Holy Grail, plus an assortment of Night Monuments, Night Medals, and Scales of Fantasy. So for those that will be unable to access the main quest, it's not too much you're missing out on in the grand scheme of things. Though I guess missing a Grail might hurt, but that could be made up with Grail casting. The second part of the event are the free quests, and these are the quests you want to farm in order to obtain the currency needed for the lottery. There will be 3 groups of them, with each free quest group having 7 difficulty levels. I'll go over the recommended servant levels for each difficulty later in the video. Now, the first group of free quests will be available from the start of the event, but only for a set period of time. 3 to 4 days based on this example from the JP schedule. As indicated here, after a few days we can expect the second group of free quests to be unlocked, which will replace the first group entirely. So be mindful of this, as you will probably want to make sure you at least clear each of the Group 1 quests once to obtain their first clear rewards. Group 2 will be replaced by the third and final group after another few days, and this third group of free quests will be the ones to farm until the event ends. The third aspect of the Tam Lin Cup are the exhibition quests. These are effectively a series of challenge quests that are completely optional, but they are fun to tackle if you want to see how your current servant roster can handle them. There are 2 key differences between these exhibition quests and your typical event challenge quest. For one, there are no continues or party revivals. Once the last servant on your team comp goes down, then battle over. 2, identical servants are not permitted, so no double Castoria, Koyanskaya, Scotty, etc. Though with Scotty you can still use her ruler class summer version alongside her caster version, as the restriction technically applies to servants with the same ID. So thanks in part to these 2 restrictions, and some pretty annoying gimmicks, the exhibition quests are categorized as super high difficulty. Fortunately, they only cost 1 AP and can be repeatedly challenged even if you have already cleared them. There will be 7 exhibition quests in total and are time gated, the first being available from the start of the event, the second unlocking the next day, with others following the unlock pattern of 1 per day as the week progresses. The first 6 exhibition quests will reward 1 summon ticket and 5 of a gold tier ascension / skill material for a first clear, while the 7th one rewards a ticket and 1 crystallized lore. For those that might be new to Lotto events, here is a general breakdown of how it works. Farm the free quests for the Lotto currency, or commonly referred to as Lotto tickets. For this event, Lotto currency is something called an athletic number, though official localization may differ. Use those athletic numbers to spin or activate the lottery roulette. At the beginning, 20 athletic numbers will get you 1 spin for 10 prizes. There are around 300 reward items in a prize lineup, So to obtain all of the items in one lineup, then a total of 600 athletic number currency will be needed. As long as you have the athletic numbers, you can keep rolling until all 300 items have been obtained. It's perfectly fine to partially clear a prize lineup, go and farm more athletic numbers, and then come back and spin some more. Once all of the items from a lineup have been claimed, the rewards will be replenished automatically with a new prize lineup, and you can repeat the process as much as you want. Basically, you are just limited to the amount of lotto currency you can farm up. After you have claimed all the prizes from the first 10 lineups, then from the 11th prize lineup onwards, you will be able to spin for 100 items at a time, thankfully speeding up the whole prize claim process. Shout out to longtime players that suffered through years of just being able to claim 10 prizes at a time. Obviously, this increases the amount of athletic numbers exchanged per spin, becoming 200 lotto tickets at a time for those 100 prize items. Though, don't worry if you don't have enough lotto currency for a full 100 spin. In those cases, you simply claim the maximum amount of items your currency on hand will allow for. Moving on to the whole reason we will be farming, here is a look at the Lotto prize rewards. The first 10 lineups, or otherwise referred to as Lotto boxes, each have one grand prize among the standard rewards. Lineups 1 through 5 have an event bonus damage craft essence as their grand prize. More details on this event CE in the section discussing the bonuses. The grand prize for lineup number 6 is 1 crystallized lore, and then lineups 7 through 10 provide a grand prize of a 4-star HP foe card. Matching 4-star attack foe cards can be purchased from the event shop. The first 10 Lotto boxes will each have standard rewards composed of 1 secret gem for each of the 7 main classes, 2 magic gems and 2 regular gems for the 7 main classes, 1 golden apple, 2 silver and 3 bronze apples, 45 mana prisms, 2 aurora steel, 2 homunculus babies, 3 poison needles, 3 heroes proofs, and 3 stakes of wailing knight, 25 4-star EXP embers, 15 3-star EXP embers, a combined 10.6k friend points, a total of 4.5 million QP, and finally 4 Cernus plushies, which are a special event shop currency and a potential source of more QP as they are worth 500,000 when sold through the shop. From the 11th lineup onwards, there are no more grand prizes, no gold or silver apples, but all of the standard rewards remain nearly identical, with very slight differences for the friend points and QP totals. So if you're in dire need of QP, or always running out of skill gems, mana prisms, or even friend points, then this event is an excellent chance to stock up on all of these things. Not to mention, a really nice way to gather significant amounts of aurora steel, homunculus babies, needles, proofs, and stakes. Especially the proofs, which always seem to be in really high demand among servants. So use those apples if you have them. Since I already touched on it, let's go over the event-related craft essences. We have the 5-star CE Count Stretch, featuring Castoria helping Gudako with some stretching. And I don't know about you, but looks to me like Gudako is really enjoying the close contact. Better not let Mash see this. Now, Count Stretch is the aforementioned CE obtained as the first 5 grand prizes from the Lotto Rewards. When equipped on a servant, it will provide a 100% increase to their overall damage. That bonus becomes 200% when you merge all 5 copies to max limit break it. Its regular effects provide a one-time guts with a 1 HP revival, plus an 8% buff to arts performance, 10% if MLB. This CE will be extremely helpful for clearing the exhibition quests, and depending on your farming team options, it could also help with the 90++ free quests, if you don't mind using 1 slot for the CE in exchange for making those 90++ farming runs 3 turn more reliably. Next is the event 5-star CE Flower Commentator, featuring Merlin and Taigon Wang apparently providing some play-by-plays for the competitions, and Ashia Doman looking like he's having a great time. Gotta say, the 3 of them together kinda spells trouble, and nothing good can come from a face like this. Flower Commentator is the CE you want to help boost those Lotto currency drops when farming. Each copy provides a +1 bonus to drops of athletic numbers, or +2 if an MLB copy is used instead. It also has some nice regular effects, an NP generation increase of 15% and an NP damage boost of 5%, which becomes 20 and 10 respectively for an MLB copy. Additionally, there is a gain of 3, or 4 critical stars per turn, so at least the regular effects can benefit different types of farming teams, though obviously, ones that rely on NP refund like Arts and Quick will probably make the most of it. 4 copies of Flower Commentator can be purchased from the event shop, so you will want to prioritize getting these as soon as possible to boost your Lotto currency drops early on. With some luck, you can gain more copies from free quest drop rewards. But please keep in mind, it is better to keep the copies you have separate even if you have enough to max limit break. So if you have 5 regular copies equipped on your farming team, not counting the friend support, then I would wait until at least 3 more copies of Flower Commentator have been obtained before creating an MLB version. That way you will still have the plus 5 bonus that 5 regular CEs provide. And then you'll add another CE when one drops to make a plus 6 bonus. Gradually, more copies will be gathered and you can repeat the process to make more MLB versions when the projected combined Lotto currency bonus indicates it's advantageous to do so. Now, to help you purchase Flower Commentator from the event shop a bit faster, there are, of course, the Gacha Craft Essences that each provide a bonus to a specific shop currency drop. We have the 5-star Apex, with an elegant-looking Morgan doing what comes naturally to her, looking down upon you. Truly the apex of waifus, am I right? This CE will provide a plus 1 bonus to all gold Morgan medals, which is somehow fitting. That becomes plus 2 if MLB. And I quite like the regular effects on this CE. An 8% or 10% boost to Buster effectiveness, along with a starting NP charge of 40 or 50% depending if MLB or not, plus a one-time overcharge of an MP by 2 stages, and to top things off, it has all attack scaling. I would love to MLB this CE for my collection, but sadly, I'm probably not going to be rolling on this banner much, if at all really. Ah well. Next up is the 4-star CE Road to Star, and pictured are 3 ladies not to be trifled with, Astrea, Penthesilea, and Quetzalcoatl, seemingly in the midst of a competition involving rope climbing, I think? Well, it's Chaldea, so no doubt there is some combat involved. Road to Star will increase Silver Morgan medal drops by plus 1, or plus 2 if MLB. As for its regular effects, it provides a one-time critical star gain of 10 or 12, along with a 3 or 5% arts performance increase, and a critical strength buff of 5 or 10%, based on if MLB or not. Lastly, there is the 3-star CE Muscle Bullet, and what an appropriate name for the depiction of an intensely focused Super Orion leading a platform race, with the ground a raging inferno, mind you, against the likes of Ivan, Iskandar, Tametomo, and I think Babich is back there somewhere. You can equip this CE to provide a plus 1 or a plus 2 bonus to Bronze Morgan medals. And beyond the event bonus effects, it will provide a buff to critical damage specific to Buster cards, either by 25 or 30%, depending on whether or not it's max limit broken. As mentioned earlier, 1 copy of this will be awarded when the first section of the main quest has been cleared. There is also the possibility, although very slight, to obtain this CE from the Friend Point Gacha. All 3 craft essences would be nice to have, of course, especially to speed up buying the Lotto CEs from the shop. But if you're planning to do a lot of farming for this event, then you will likely accumulate more than enough Morgan medals to clear the shop naturally. So I would not worry about rolling on the event banners for these CEs if you had no intentions of targeting the featured raid-up servants. Now for the bulk of activity you will probably do in this event, farming the free quest to accumulate the Lotto tickets. Unfortunately, the JP data sources I could find only provided figures for the 90+ and 90++ free quests. Hopefully, this should not be that big of an issue, as most of us will likely concentrate on those. As mentioned earlier, there will be 3 sets of free quests, and each set will have 7 nodes with different difficulty levels. And it should be noted that all free quests will drop the Lotto currency in varying amounts depending on difficulty level. Group 1, or the first checkpoint, will be available at the start of the event. Starting off with the easiest node, Assassin's Steps has a recommended level of 25 and costs 30 AP. It just has 2 waves of assassin enemies with HP ranging from 15 to 33k. All 3 shop currencies, and of course, Lotto tickets drop from this node. Next is the 35 AP Whaleborn node for teams around level 40. It has 3 waves of mostly all casters with one 20k HP ruler class enemy thrown into the final wave. For shop currency, the drops will mostly be bronze medals with some silver. The 40 AP Beat the Ogre is recommended for teams around level 60. It's an all-rider node with 3 waves, and the highest HP enemy to worry about has 71k. Silver Morgan medals is the main currency drop here with some gold medals. For teams around level 80, there is the all-saber node called Towering Walls. It has a standard 3-wave format here, with 98k HP being the highest among the enemies. You can expect to get mostly gold Morgan medals as the currency drop for this free quest. Tarantula Walk is the level 90 node for the first checkpoint set of free quests. It's made of 3 waves of all Lancers, with the final wave containing a 110k HP enemy. Note that no shop currency drops from this node, just the lotto ticket currency. Then we come to the first checkpoint's 90 plus farming node, Egg Fight. Wave 1 is all riders with HP ranging from 37 to 42k. Wave 2 is a solitary rider with 125k HP. And then Wave 3 has 2 enemies, one 174k HP rider and the other a 130k HP saber, just to throw things off a bit. As for drop rates, we can expect an average of nearly 45 lotto tickets per run. And please keep in mind, these figures assume no CE bonuses. All 3 event shop currencies will also drop here with average drops of 27.70 for gold, 27.78 for silver, and 27.78 for bronze Morgan medals. If you need to stock up on Eggs of Truth, then this is a good place to farm, as they have a 26.9% chance to drop compared to 13.5% from the best regular story free quest. Additionally, Mystic Spinal Fluid will show up 78.4% of the time compared to 73.7% drop rate from the best regular story free quest, though AP cost efficiency is better on the story FQ. Naturally, we can't overlook the drop rates for the Flower Commentator Lotto Currency CE, as getting more of these CEs will determine how well one's overall lotto farming goes in the limited time we have with this event. And for this 90 plus Egg Fight free quest, it was found to drop 2.53% of the time according to the JP data. The 90++ node called Mimicry Paradise follows a similar format as the Egg Fight node, but with beefier HP pools. And this time all enemies are archers. Wave 1 contains 3 enemies with HP ranging from 69k to 105k. Wave 2 is again a solo enemy with 202,000 HP, and the final wave has 1 archer with 242,000 HP and 1 archer with a very substantial 843,000 HP. For lotto currency drops, an average of 54.03 can be expected based on the JP data source that I referenced. Again, this does not factor any event CE bonus. As for the shop currencies, we're looking at average drops of 33.32 for gold and silver, and just marginally less with bronze at 33.31. Then for the notable essential materials that can drop here, reactor cores can show up about 37.4% of the time, a fair bit better than the regular story free quest of 22.8%, but AP cost efficiency still favors the story FQ. There are also Scales of Fantasy that have a 62% chance to drop compared with the best regular FQ rate of 45.5%. And the Lotto CEs were found to have a drop rate of 2.94% here. The Group 2 or second checkpoint free quests follow the same pattern regarding level recommendations and AP costs. The level 25 30 AP Dangerous Tag has 2 waves of mostly assassin class enemies with 1 pretender in wave 1. Like the first checkpoint level 25 node, this one will also have drops for all 3 currencies along with the lotto tickets. Quiz, Fight, and Guts is the level 40 node with 2 waves of caster and then a 3rd wave of 2 casters and 1 foreigner. It will have bronze Morgan medals as the main shop currency drop. For the second checkpoint level 60 node, Amazon's Bingo, the first 2 waves consist of all berserkers, and then for the 3rd wave there is 1 ruler flanked by 2 berserkers. As for the shop currency, you will find mainly silver medals here. The All Berserker Beating Up Viciously is the level 80 node for this round, and you will gain mainly gold Morgan medals for shop currency drops. Then for the level 90 Shark Radar free quest, all the enemies are Lancers in 3 standard waves. Like the level 90 node in the first checkpoint, lotto tickets will be the only currency to drop here. which brings us to the 90 plus node for this second checkpoint called Tail Hunt. There is a bit of a mix of classes, 2 low HP riders in Wave 1, a single 127k HP rider in Wave 2, and then in Wave 3 there's a 94k HP assassin, a 95k foreigner, and lastly a 177,000 HP rider. Average Lotto currency drops here should be around 48.37 per run. For shop currency, averages should be 29 for gold and 28.9 for silver and bronze medals. Scarabs can drop with a 26.5% rate here compared to 13.6 from the best regular FQ, and along with that, Yggdrasil seeds can drop here with a 64.8% rate, better than compared to the best regular story FQ, although not as efficient for AP costs. As for Lotto CE drops for this second checkpoint 90 plus node, we're looking at a rate of 2.43%. The second checkpoint 90 plus node is called Overwhelming Battle Circuit. Its first wave has 2 sabers, one with 64k HP and the other with 105k HP. Second wave is a lone saber with a HP pool of 245k. And the third wave has a 235k lancer thrown in for good measure, along with 2 sabers, one 76k and the other a daunting 802,000 HP. Lotto currency drops for this 90 plus node should average around 57.72 per run without any CE bonuses. Shop currency drop averages should be 34.88 for gold, 34.71 for silver, and 34.78 for bronze Morgan medals. There is also a 37% chance for primordial Langanos to drop. Additionally, horseshoes have a 62.3% chance to drop here as well. And for the drop rate of the Lotto CE Flower Commentator, this 90 plus node was found to have a 2.85% chance for the Lotto CE to show up. The third and final checkpoint group of free quests will have the longest duration and last until the end of the event. The level 25 node this time around is called EX Stream and has a mix of riders with 1 saber and 1 foreigner in 2 waves. And once again, all 3 shop currencies will drop from farming this quest. Sweet Panic is the third checkpoint's level 40 node. It is composed of 3 waves of berserkers, and its main shop currency drop will be bronze medals. The node recommended for teams around level 60 is called Eloping, and has 3 waves of mostly assassins with 174k HP berserker joining in on wave 3. Silver Morgan medals will be the main shop currency that drops here. For the level 80 node this round, we have a Gigas Crusher. It has 3 waves of nearly all Lancer enemies, with a Berserker in the 3rd wave lineup. Farming this node will net you mainly gold Morgan medals for the event shop currency. Wyvern Glider is the final level 90 node featuring all Saber class enemies, with the final wave including a 106k HP Saber in the lineup. Like the previous 2 level 90 free quests, Wyvern Glider will only have Lotto ticket drops with no shop currency at all. The 90 plus node is called Macho Hunters and has a bit of a mix of enemies. No surprise there. Wave 1 has just a lone 80k HP Berserker. Wave 2, a full lineup of Berserkers with one of them topping out at 120k HP. And Wave 3 contains a Berserker with 181k HP, a 103k Lancer, and a Rider with 122,000 HP. Based on JP data that I'm referencing, Lotto currency drops seem to average around 51.7 here. For the 3 shop currencies, it was found to average around 30.2 across the board. Then for notable Ascension materials, Gallstones and Magatamas can drop here. Gallstone should have a drop rate of 26.9% and Magatamas a rate of 52.9% when farming this node. And lastly, Lotto CEs have a 2.55% chance to drop from this particular free quest. That just leaves the final level 90 plus free quest of the event, 3-option Rikishi. Its first wave has a full lineup of archer enemies with HP ranging from 35k to 127k. The second wave once again has all archers, just with more HP. One at 146k, a 54k archer, and one with 235k HP. Then the Piece de Resistance. Wave 3 features a solitary Berserker Kentoki with a whopping 1 million HP pool. Now, for the drop rates, based on the past JP data, it was found that the Lotto currency drops averaged a total of 62 per run here. Very nice. Gold, silver, and bronze Morgan medals should all average around 36.2 drops per run. And as for the notable Ascension materials, there will be Skumo mirrors that should show up around 30.9% of the time, far better than the 13.7% rate from the best regular free quests. Then tagging along are the small bells of absolution, which should have a drop rate of 93.8%, better than its regular free quest counterpart, albeit with a worse AP cost efficiency. Flower Commentator Lotto CEs can drop here with a rate of 2.91%, so hopefully you will be able to MLB a few copies if you haven't already by this point. Now, with all that said, it will probably be challenging for many to reliably farm the 90++ nodes without perhaps utilizing the count stretch event damage CE. This might be fine for the first checkpoint group since there will likely be an open CE slot on your farming team as you wait for a Lotto CE to drop. But if you're curious how a 6 CE team farming the 90+ node compares to a 5 CE team farming the 90++ node in terms of Lotto ticket drops, here's what my figures came to. For the first checkpoint comparison, let's look at the 90+ using 6 non-MLB CEs, including the Friend Support Servant, providing a combined +6 drop bonus to each of the Lotto ticket drop items you receive. This would likely average around 135 total Lotto currency per run. Whereas using a 5 CE team for a +5 bonus, all non-MLB for this example, farming the 90++ node should average around 144 total Lotto currency per run. For the second checkpoint comparison, let's assume 2 MLB Lotto CEs are used, one from the Friend List Support Servant and 1 MLB copy for your team. So then, farming the 90+ this round with 6 CEs, 2 being MLB, gives a bonus of +8 to each of the Lotto currency drop items. So the average drops per run in this configuration should work out to around 168 tickets. Looking at the 90++ for this second round using 5 CEs, but with 2 being MLB, the Lotto ticket bonus is a +7. This will likely average around 192 Lotto tickets per run. Now, let's go all out with a full complement of MLB Lotto CEs for the third checkpoint, including the Friend List Support Servant. A 6 CE team under this scenario will have a +12 bonus for the 90+ Macho Hunter quest, and the average total for Lotto tickets will likely be around 233 per run. Using a 5 MLB CE team for the 90++ 3 option Rikishi free quest gives a +10 bonus to each Lotto currency drop item, and ultimately this should average about 242 tickets per run. So essentially, farming the 90++ nodes using a damage CE plus 5 Lotto CEs does appear to be better in terms of accumulating Lotto currency when compared to a 6 CE 90+ node scenario. But that does not take into account how many turns farming the 90++ node can potentially take. So focus on the free quests that you feel the most comfortable farming. Some are fine with taking a higher number of turns, whereas others might strictly prefer to 3-turn farm. Basically, the point I was trying to make is it's okay to use a 5 CE setup for the 90++ node. With all the focus on the Lotto currency and rewards, there are still some nice goodies to be purchased from the event shop. Among the items requiring gold Morgan medals, notable Ascension materials include 10 Spirit Roots, 20 Evil Ceiling Lamps, 20 Phoenix Feathers, and 20 Scales of Fantasy, plus 1 Crystallized Lore. To purchase everything you see here, a total of 3,600 gold Morgan medals will be needed. For the silver Morgan medal items, the ones of note are the 30 Hearts of the Foreign God, 20 Rainbow Thread, 20 Night Medals, and 20 Yggdrasil Seeds, along with another Crystallized Lore. Just 2,800 silver Morgan medals are needed to obtain all of these items. And then the bronze medal items to highlight are the 20 Octuplet Crystals, 20 Giant's Rings, 20 Ash of Remembrance, and 1 Crystallized Lore. You will need a total of 2,500 bronze Morgan medals to buy up everything. Lastly, we have the items in the shop that require the special currency Cernunnos plushies, which can be obtained from the Lotto Rewards lineups. As you can see here, there are 3 new command codes that you can buy. The 5-star Lady Justice, which boosts the critical star absorption of the engraved card by 100%, along with providing 2 crit stars when the card is used to attack. Dragon Fangs Akin to the Light of the Lake is the new 4-star command code, though the official localization will probably shorten that name, I think. Its effect will increase the engraved card's critical damage by 10%, and also provide 2 crit stars when said card is used to attack. The new 3-star command code is Heal Princess, and I see what they did there. A little pun intended, perhaps? When attacking with the engraved card, it can absorb 100 HP from the target, thus giving a bit of healing. Or am I off here? Additionally, the target is cursed with a 3-turn 300 damage debuff. And we can't forget about the 4th crystallized lore we can purchase from the shop using the plushies. As mentioned earlier, any excess Cernunnos plushies can be exchanged at the shop for 500,000 QP each. But not to worry, as you only need 37 plushies to buy up all the items shown here. But aside from the QP, of course. And that brings us to the end of this Tam Lin Cup event overview. I certainly hope something in here was of use to you. I would have liked to have included some team comp suggestions, but I will try to post some examples as I've done in the past when the event is underway. I've been personally looking forward to this Lotto event since I've been running really low on QP since my comeback to the game, but I only have about 130 gold apples to spend. Not sure how many Lotto boxes that will get me, maybe 100 or so. How many boxes do you plan to farm for? Please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed something in this video, then I would really appreciate it if you could smash that like button. Thank you as always for watching, and please enjoy the event.